All right, so I'm Bobby Hayes. This is Ducklander Call Company, and this is the third or fourth video in this calling series. So, went over the mechanical parts of a duck call, and then second video, the mechanical parts inside your body. So the fundamentals of how we put a call to our mouth, what our tongue does, how we make air pressure. Third video, I did one just on air pressure because it's so critical. And this one is if we can get one duck out. So that is one duck with a space and then another duck. We can get that out. We can start moving on to 2 ducks and then 3 ducks and 4 ducks and 5, and that's when we can start to make it actually sound like a duck. So if we can go, we're going to try to do 2, and I'm going to give you a couple different ways we can do 2 ducks and maybe even 3, a little cadence you can do. And then after we get this mastered and we get to 5, then we can start making it sound like an actual duck. So whenever we're making our ducks, and we're making one right after the other, so it's not 2 different notes. It's 2 different notes, but it's not partitioned with 2 different sets of air pressure. It's one note broken up. So if I go, that is the same thing as just going. I'm just taking my tongue, cutting that note off, dropping it back down, and making another one. So even when you're doing soft stuff on the bottom, like I said, the air is continuous. I'm just cutting the note off with my tongue. So back to the middle of my tongue, going to hit the roof of my mouth. So we can get 1 out. So then we're going to try to get 2. So they're going to be separated notes. They're just quick, shorter together. They're just shorter time in between them. So quack, quack. So that's 2 different notes. And we're going to try to build that up to. And then after we get 2, we're going to try to get 3 separate notes. And then we're going to try to run those notes together. So. So another way you can start to get the rhythm of this down is the old song 3 Blind Mice. If you're a young guy, I don't know if you'll know that song. You may have to go to YouTube and look up 3 Blind Mice. But so that same cadence. So then we can start to put those notes together. So we want to practice this till we can get to 5 notes. So you can make 5 individual notes and try to run them together, or you can just work on the 5. But what will end up happening is when you are past what you can do, you will feel tongue-tied and it will fall off. Now, every time we make multiple notes, we want to make sure to cut the note off all the way. We don't want to go ack, ah, ack. So we want. So anytime you're practicing, we want to overdo what we're trying to do. So we want to overemphasize it. So we really want to beat the roof of our mouth up with this. So. So we're trying to work up to 5. So. And we're going to turn that into. And eventually, I just want you to be able to just run notes just constant. So you want to. That's what we're building up to. And after we get that out, we can bring those notes down. We keep the pressure, we just make the note shorter, and then it'll sound like a duck. So I'll give you a small example of that so you know what we're working towards. So we're going to have a little longer note at the front, and then each note will get shorter. So that's where you start to sound like a duck, and there's a million different cadences you can do in that. You can make them lazy, you can make them excited, but that's what we're working towards. So that starts with 1 hen, 2 hens, 3 hens, 5 hens, strung together, and then that's why we start with the power, because that's the top end of a call.